Friends, today we have here an issue. This iPhone has a problem on the charging ports, so today I'm going to show you how to replace the charging port. Okay, so to do this repair we're going to need some tools. We will need a Phillips screwdriver, and we will need tri-point screwdriver. Tri-point, it looks like a Mercedes logo here on the top. And we will need the pentalobe screwdriver, and we will need this IC SAMI. Alright, so to do this we will need to open these two screws here in the bottom with the pentalobe. And this repair requires a lot of organizational skills. You need to be very organized. So I'm like taking the screws and I'm just gonna put them here. Those are the screws in the bottom. And once I took the two screws off here in the bottom, I'm gonna use the IC SAMI and I will insert it right here and slide it gently here on the edges. Make sure don't make any scratches on the frame here, and also make sure don't insert this IC SAMI all the way inside and try to wiggle, because you're gonna reach the screen. As you see, the screen level is right here. Let me show you. You see the screen level is right here. So if you insert this one all the way inside and try to wiggle, you're gonna mess up the screen. I will turn the phone off right now. So once you lift up this side here, you hold it with your finger right here. You hold it with your finger to not go back, and you're gonna go to the other side from this here. And once you open this one, so once you have it open like this, you're gonna like just move it a little bit and pull down. I'm pulling this way. And once you see like small gap here, if you see this gap, now we can open the screen like a book, like this. And if you feel like it's not opening that way, just try to slide it a little bit down, and after that you open it. Okay, voila, it's open like this. So the next step, I will open these screws here and these screws here to remove the screen. So to open these screws, I will use the tri-point screwdriver. And always keep the screws organized. If you don't organize the screws, you're gonna be in trouble, because the screws, they're not gonna fit in the right spots and you may do some damage on the motherboard. Okay, after I remove the 4 screws, I take this bracket and I put it exactly here next to the screws. And now I'm gonna disconnect. The first thing I'm gonna disconnect is the battery. This is the battery, and I'm disconnecting on the LCD and the digitizer. Alright, so the screen is separated from this side, and they still have one more bracket here. This bracket here also have 3 screws holding it. So this is the first one, and I'm still using, make sure you use the correct screwdriver. Sometimes if you try to use like the the Phillips screwdriver, you're gonna strip the screws and it will be very hard for you to remove them. Okay, so I take this bracket out, put it exactly here next to the screws. I don't know if you see this, if you see it, it's right here. Okay, so now it's time to disconnect this cable. I'm using only my nail. And voila, the screen is separated. So because we are working on the charging ports, so I don't need this one. I'm just gonna put it aside. and start opening the screws which are holding the charging ports. And here in this part you need to be very careful and be very organized. So I'm gonna start from the top. So the charging port is here. This is the charging port connector. I'm just gonna disconnect it. This is the flex cable, which means this flex cable is going underneath the motherboard, so I have to pull it out from there. So to pull it out from there, I have to lift up the motherboard a little bit so I can get access and release it from the bottom. Okay, so to do that I will need a flat screwdriver. This one, I didn't mention it in the beginning because I have two screws here. I have to open this one and this one. So let's start. By the way, this is not the right screwdriver for these two screws. Just be careful, sometimes it slips and you might damage something here in this area. Be very careful with the screw, it's slipping too much. Okay, so I remove these two screws and I put them here as you see. So the second thing now I'm gonna do, I will disconnect these cables here. I have this cable, I disconnect it, and they have another cable. Gently, make sure don't use any force, and as you see it's disconnected. So now I feel like the motherboard is like a little bit, like it's possible to lift it up a little bit, but we still have the SIM card tray is holding it here. So I'm gonna take the SIM card tray out. Okay, so now the motherboard can be lifted up a little bit more. Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna do, I will start removing all the screws here and all the components here. And I will start with these two screws here, which are holding the loudspeaker. And now I'm using the Pentalops, the Phillips screwdriver. And here I need to be very organized. I took these two screws, I put them here. Alright, so now I have to take this small piece here. And this piece has like glue, it's glued to this part. I'm using just this IC Samo or IC Sami. I'm lifting it up gently. Don't use any force, be gentle. Alright, so it's disconnected. So now I have one more screw is holding this piece here in the bottom. Okay, so now this piece can't be removed from here. Can be. Okay, so I will put it exactly here next to the screws. And now in this part here I have this Taptic. I think this one is a vibrator, so I will remove this part. Still using the Phillips screwdriver. It has 3 screws holding it. 1, 2, 3. I'm just putting the screws here, and I'm like trying to organize them without doing any kind of like drawing or something, because I know I can remember them. So once I lift up this one, it still have a cable underneath here, so I have to take these 2 screws off. Put them right here. and this one right here. And now I can take this plastic out, and it's right here next to the screws. And we have small cable here is connected to the charging port cable. As you see, I disconnect it. So now I can take this one out, put it next to the screws exactly right here. And now I have a lot of screws here, so I have 1 2 3 4 5 6, no, 6 7, there are 7 screws. So I will start from this one here, and this one these screws I'm just gonna put them right here. I'm taking the 2 screws, they are in this side here, so I'm using the screwdriver like this.
How many saved it?
Alright, so I took the 2 screws here. Now I have 2 more screws next to them. This is one, and I have another screw here. As you see, I put them there. I'm putting them here organized, and 2 more screws right here. These are the last 2 screws. Try to find a way how to organize them. As you see, I'm putting them here like in one line.
Are those the 8s?
Alright guys, so after I took these 2 screws here, we have this small piece here. As you see, it falls, so I need to put it exactly with the same screw. So it was right here.
No, if I need help, with the passport.
So the next step, I will pull the charging port out from here.
You don't know the password?
I can't. I do know that phone.
So I keep pulling this
Okay.
part out, and once I have it lifted up like this, I will use
Okay.
something sharp like this
I'll
one,
fire that.
like tweezers, and I will
Not here. The
disconnect.
black dots on.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't.
The
that could
microphone
be, that's gonna be my
stocks
name.
right here.
And I should have
on this
7-Eleven,
piece.
that's what-
They have 2 microphones here, one
Oh,
here
sorry,
in this side and the
7-Eleven.
other one in this side.
Okay.
So
Just 'cause the black
disconnect.
dots aren't there for the 7-Eleven.
They are glued to the frame.
Usually they have as many black dots as there is.
Okay, so I remove it.
As there is,
So what I'm gonna do now, I will just pull everything out
you know, but
gently.
if it works and if that's what you think it might be, then mira, yo sé, no se escucha cuando la gente te habla.
And
Yo
we
lo he
have,
dicho 3 veces, el otro se lo digo 2 veces. Se suponga que sea así.
I'm trying not to cut this cable. Okay, so once you have it released all like this, we're gonna like come here. This is the battery cable. I'm just gonna lift it up this way because it's gonna be on the way of pulling this,
Oh, that's 2 times.
and
I
and
should call Apple, shouldn't I?
and lift up the motherboard just like this gently, and keep like pulling a little bit, and voila, we get the charging port out. So now we will need a new charging port. I will get it and come back. So now I'm gonna put the new charging port here. So the first thing what I'm gonna do, I will lift up the motherboard a little bit like this, and I will insert this cable all the way here. and let the motherboard go back. Make sure the cable is matching with the charger, with the port here. As you see, it's matching. And now I will just glue this part back here.
No tengo la cámara atrás, así que mira lo que pasa.
Make sure everything is matching.
What do you want me to put on this cable?
Alright, so the charging port now is like set on its place, and the next thing, I'm just gonna start like putting the screws back. I will start putting the screws from here. Two screws in the bottom. Every screw must go back to its spot. And we have this small piece here. Supposed to be exactly right here, and on top of it will be the screw. So now we will put this piece back and connect the cable. Okay, it's connected. Those are the screws for this piece, 3. This is the first one, and these are 2 more. And now I'm gonna put this piece, which was on top of that cable.
Hi, how can I help you?
I'm just looking around.
Is there anything you're looking for in specific?
Yeah, there's something by.
Now I'm putting the 2 weird screws. First one is right here. I'm using the flat screwdriver, by the way. To take this screw off, it's easy, a little bit, but to put it back, It's not easy at all. Okay, I use the Phillips screwdriver. I put the battery cable back to the channel, and now I will put this piece back here. Let's start from the bottom. Make sure it's matching here in the bottom, and after that release it. Make sure no cables like stuck underneath. I will put this cable back once I put the screws. I think something wrong here. This screw is supposed not to be here. Okay. No, not yet. As you see, I'm confused, but I will put them back exactly how they're supposed to be. Two small screws on the top side, and this screw is supposed to be here. No, I don't think so. It doesn't fit. So let me put this piece, and this will like solve the problem. This will give me an idea about the other screws. Oh no, actually this piece is from the old charging port. Okay, so now I will put this screw here. And this little screw gonna go all the way down here. Okay, and I think I have one more screw. It's supposed to be exactly here. Now I will make sure these cables are fitting exactly on their place. Here in this spot we have like two channels. The first one for this cable, and the second one is for this. Alright, so I put everything back to its original place. So now it's time to put the screen back. The screen, I'm just gonna connect this cable here. Alright guys, so now I'm just gonna connect the new screen back and put the screws. The battery, by the way, is gonna be the last thing I'm gonna like connect here. Okay, I connect the three cables. make sure to put this, to place this bracket back perfectly. You may like flip it.
¿Tengo garantía? ¿Cuánto se rompe que tengo para...?
Si se rompe la pantalla, eso me lo cubre los 3 meses si no deja, si deja de tener touch o si algo más.
Okay, now I will connect the battery
Algo que se rompe.
cable,
Se para de funcionar.
Y si me rompe la pantalla no cubre.
and after that I will put this bracket.
Déjame ver si te encuentro.
No, pero esa parte, ¿no?
¿Eh?
Esa parte. El proyector
Ok, ya te lo puse. That one's just like this one, yeah? Or is it different? No, it's
I was like trying to use the Phillips screwdriver, but it's not right, so I'm using the tri-point.
Sí, ese es. Sí, bien, mira, ahora mira.
Alright guys, so I put all the screws back, so what I'm gonna do now, I will just put the screen. Don't use any force. I see like small gap is here, so I'm not gonna use any force. Alright, so I have to open it one more time just to make sure I'm not breaking the screen, you know. Okay, you see, I see what happened. This one is bent, so I have to bend it back like this. After that I can like let it go. Et voila, so this side is perfect. Now we have this side here. Okay, todo bien. So now I will turn the phone on and put these 2 screws in the bottom. I'm using the Pentalo screwdriver to close these last 2 screws, and the phone is on now. And if you didn't pay attention to what happened, usually this is the red iPhone. I started on the black one and they finish on the red one. And as you see, I put the white home button and the black screen on this red one. It looks cool. The customer wanted it like that. Et voila. So it's the repair is done. And thanks guys for watching, and I hope you find this video helpful. If you find it helpful, please hit the thumbs up. Also subscribe for more videos, and if you have any questions or technical like problems, I can help you with that. Alright guys, so see you in the next video and have a wonderful day. Bye.